Advice for the elite wrestler would simply be this: stay driven, but also be realistic. You know, Dave Schultz, there was the anniversary of his death was, I think, yesterday, and you saw stuff all over online about how he's considered maybe the greatest American wrestler, at least one of them ever. But, you know, he won the world title in 83, the Olympics in 84, and then he never won it again. And you know, he wrestled until like 88, took a few years off. Then he wrestled into the 90s and never won a world title ever again. Kerry Collat is famous for saying, you know, everyone thinks I'm so great because I won the U.S. Open 3 times, but I went 13 times, right? Kyle Schneider just got beat first round of the World Tournament. Last year, he was considered the greatest wrestler on planet Earth. So, you know, our rule is to get into the top 5% in the state and then the top 5% in the nation quickly. And once you're a top 5%er, like John Smith had told me one time during a private workout, you know, a lot of things have to go right to win the gold, you know, but it's going to happen for you. But you got to be in the top 5% consistently, right? After sitting back now as in my late 40s and being a full-time professional coach for over right at 2 decades, I really have some clarity now, and I can sit and say, you know what? How many times do kids still to this day and parents panic because their son won the state title as a sophomore, but he never won it again? And they think, what's going wrong here? Well, sure, if they lost to a JV kid, there's probably something wrong, but probably nothing is wrong. Probably the other opponent is getting called by Iowa State. He's getting recruited. It's tough. It's tough to keep winning. You know, sure, back in the 70s and 80s, sure, if you won, you could keep winning. But nowadays, it's just tougher, all right? So it's not as hectic as a sport like football where the team can win the state title and then go 0-10 the next year because 2 guys graduated. It's not that much of a crapshoot. But wrestling still, your opponents are very good. So advice for the elite wrestler would simply be this, you know, just because you won a national title as a sophomore or you're placed, there's no guarantee you're going to place again. And as long as you're close, you're knocking on the door, and you shouldn't really realistically expect to say, oh, well, I'm going to win the nationals the next 3 years, and then I'm going to win 4 national titles in college. It doesn't work that way. So be very realistic. Understand it's very hard. Staying in the top 5%. You know, Kerry Collat lost 10. He lost 10 out of 13 tries, and he's famous, right? And rightfully so. Dave Schultz won a couple of world titles and never won again and wrestled another 15 years. And he's still considered one of the greatest ever, and rightfully so. So it's very difficult. Don't stress out. Hope to slide in there and get a couple more titles on the way. If your kid's in youth wrestling, they win USA. We had a kid just at Tulsa Nationals, didn't place. Cole, he won USA Nationals last year, destroyed everybody. I'm like, dude, you didn't place at Tulsa, but you're right in there, right? 2-point match here, 1-point match here. USA Nationals is coming up. So guess what? Go win that sucker again. And he very well might. But if he doesn't, he's going to come close in place, I'm sure. But there's really no guarantee, all right? But there is a guarantee that I'm going to stay top 5% forever because I'm going to make that commitment to myself. Well, sure, when you're top 5% in the nation and in high school, and then you go wrestle at Oklahoma State or Iowa or wherever, or even a smaller college, you got to start over a little bit. But hopefully within 2 years, you can be top 5% again. And then you're going to live there and try to knock off some wins. So being realistic is key. Good luck to everyone.